The avoidance relationship with silence operates on a complex psychological timeline. Initially, when someone stops reaching out, the avoidant experiences relief and validation of their need for space. But silence has an expiration date in the avoidance nervous system, and when it extends beyond their comfort threshold, something fundamental shifts in their internal landscape. The same silence that initially felt like freedom transforms into a different kind of threat, triggering responses they never anticipated and revealing feelings they spent considerable energy denying. The first wave. Relief transforms into unsettling quiet. During the initial period of silence, the avoidant basks in the space they've always claimed to need. Their nervous system relaxes without the pressure of emotional demands or expectations for connection. They convince themselves this is what they wanted all along: freedom from the burden of someone else's needs and feelings. Their internal narrative celebrates their independence and vindication of their emotional boundaries. But as days stretch into weeks and weeks into months, the quality of silence changes. What began as liberating space begins to feel like abandonment. Their psychology, calibrated to manage pursuit and resist closeness, finds itself in unfamiliar territory. The person who once chased them has genuinely stopped caring, and this reality creates cognitive dissonance that their defensive systems cannot easily process. The avoidant starts noticing the absence in ways they didn't expect. Small moments trigger memories of connection they dismissed as unimportant. They find themselves reflexively thinking about reaching out, then catching themselves and wondering why they care. This internal confusion signals the beginning of their delayed emotional processing, finally catching up to their conscious awareness. The panic beneath the surface begins to rise. As silence extends, the avoidant's unconscious mind begins generating anxiety that manifests in unexpected ways. They might find themselves checking for signs of their former person's life, wondering what they're doing, who they're with, whether they've moved on completely. This monitoring behavior contradicts everything they told themselves about wanting distance and freedom. Their nervous system interprets prolonged silence as potential permanent loss, triggering the same abandonment fears they've spent their lifetime trying to avoid. The person they pushed away was supposed to remain available, waiting in the wings for whenever the avoidant felt ready to reconnect. Extended silence shatters this unconscious assumption, forcing them to confront the possibility that they've actually lost something, rather than simply created healthy space. This rising panic often manifests as irritability, restlessness, or a general sense of unease they can't quite identify or explain. Their psychology refuses to name the feeling as missing someone or regretting their choices, instead manifesting as vague discomfort that pervades their daily experience. They begin rewriting the narrative. The third phase involves the avoidance memory system suddenly emphasizing positive aspects of the connection they previously minimized or dismissed. Their brain begins selective editing, highlighting moments of genuine intimacy, understanding, and care, while downplaying the aspects that triggered their withdrawal. The person they convinced themselves they didn't need becomes idealized in retrospect. This narrative reconstruction serves multiple psychological functions. It allows them to finally acknowledge feelings they suppressed in real time, while maintaining their self-image by blaming timing or circumstances, rather than their own fear-based patterns. They tell themselves they simply didn't appreciate what they had, rather than admitting they actively pushed it away due to their inability to tolerate intimacy. The extended silence provides the emotional safety needed for their delayed processing to occur. Without the threat of immediate connection, they can finally feel what they couldn't handle when the relationship was active. The breaking point: reach out or let go forever. Eventually, extended silence forces the avoidant to a psychological crossroads. They must either take action to reconnect or accept permanent loss. This decision point creates intense internal conflict between their deep-seated fear of vulnerability and their growing awareness of what they've lost. Some avoidants find courage in this moment, reaching out with unexpected vulnerability and honesty about their patterns and feelings. Others remain paralyzed by fear, watching the window of opportunity close while unable to move through their terror of rejection or intimacy. The cruelest truth is that by the time extended silence brings the avoidant to this breaking point, the person they're finally ready to pursue has often genuinely moved on. Their delayed emotional processing, while allowing them to finally feel their authentic feelings, arrives too late to matter.